Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of WWE 2K22 Universe Mode. We are here back with Monday Night Raw as Raw continues its path to the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. And tonight, the WWE Champion Samoa Joe, he is in singles action in the main event. And we will also see the Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch in action as well. But tonight, we are going to kick things off here with the United States Champion. That is right, AJ Styles, the phenomenal one, is now making his way to the ring. And his presence was actually requested here tonight last week by the Almighty Bobby Lashley. Of course, everybody knows ever since after SummerSlam that the Almighty and AJ Styles have been going back and forth when it comes to the United States Championship. And last week, the Almighty, he would take down Carl Anderson, a member of the OC, but the numbers were just too much, and the OC was able to overwhelm the Almighty. So the Almighty Bobby Lashley said he had to call up some old friends, and tonight he wanted AJ Styles to be here tonight in person to see that. Now, of course, wherever the United States Champion is, the OC follows. We don't know where Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson are right now, but they cannot be too far away. But AJ Styles is here in the ring right now, so let's listen in to see what he has to say. So, Bobby Lashley requested that I be here tonight because Lashley says he wanted to call up some old friends to even the odds, which is ridiculous to me because nobody likes Bobby Lashley. Nobody in the past, nobody today, and nobody in the future will ever like Bobby Lashley. But since the United States Champion, I am a generous man. I am here tonight. So Bobby, wherever you're hiding backstage, why don't you come on out here already with your so-called old friends, like you ever had any, and let's just get this over with. Let's save everybody the embarrassment so the OC can just kick your ass yet again. Well, AJ Styles getting straight to the point here. Oh, look at this. There they are. Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows now in the ring with the phenomenal one as they await the Almighty Bobby Lashley. And oh, wait a minute. That's MVP up there on the Tron. Fellas, the OC was it. I thank you for joining us here tonight. And don't worry, the Almighty Bobby Lashley will be out there with his old friends in a couple minutes. But I wanted to talk to you for a second. See, as a great businessman, I know when things are going right and when things are going wrong. So, after last week, me and the Almighty and our teams, we came together and we tried to think of some ways how we could get things even. We tried to figure out how we could even the odds against thing 1, thing 2, and thing 3 in the ring. So, the Almighty came up with a solution, and I myself called up some very old business partners. So here's what's going to happen. We want you three to stay there in the ring, and we're going to come out there, and when we do, we're going to go to war. And you're not going to like what's about to happen next. Well, what does MVP mean? Who are the old friends / business partners that the Almighty has had to call up? No way. There's no way. This can't be. There's no way. The Hurt Business music is playing. The Tron is on. That can only mean one thing. Business is booming, ladies and gentlemen. The Almighty and MVP have called up their former Hurt Business associates, Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander, and the WWE Universe is on their feet. Of course, everybody knows that Lashley, Benjamin, and Cedric Alexander went to a new level under the tutelage of MVP. They all won championships under the guidance of MVP, and now these three are back and they look better than ever as now the brawl is on between the OC and the Hurt Business. The war is now starting to rage here on Monday Night Raw. We have Cedric Alexander and Carl Anderson here going at it on the outside. Big kick there by Anderson. Well, oh my goodness, what a pleasant surprise. Bobby Lashley, if he could have called up anybody to help him even the odds, I believe he called up the best pair that he could have thunk of. Excuse me. This is so surreal that we're stuttering on commentary as the brawl continues here on the outside between Cedric Alexander and Carl Anderson. There's a big elbow drop there. Well, of course, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, of course, as we know, they are former tag team champions in their own right. So is Cedric and Shelton. And then Lashley and AJ Styles, both former WWE champions, multi-time champions. Championship galore between these two groups here. And two of the best groups are going at it right here tonight on Raw to kick off the show here as Anderson sit down on the barricade back first. Meanwhile, on the other side of the ring, we have Luke Gallows and Shelton Benjamin going at it. Oh my goodness, the WWE Universe, they can't believe it. And the OC, they have to be shook as well. I don't think anybody expected this here tonight. I don't think anybody expected the Hurt Business to get back together once and for all. Oh man! Shelton Benjamin showing off the strength there against Luke Gallows, able to take him down into the elbow drop there. The war continues. Cedric and Carl Anderson still fighting on the other side of the ring. Luke Gallows sitting to the steps here by Shelton Benjamin, the Almighty, and AJ Styles going at it in the ring, and MVP standing and watch, cheering on his guys as this war continues here on the outside. And big headbutt there by Luke Gallows. Now he's going to send Shelton Benjamin into the barricade. Down goes Shelton. Now what's Luke Gallows looking to do here? Sends him into the barricade once again. And now Luke Gallows here has him up face first off the barricade. My God. And now here we go in the middle of the ring, the two main parties, Bobby Lashley and AJ Styles. The main reason this whole thing started between these two right here. German suplex by Styles as he was able to get out of the suplex predicament that Lashley had him in. Well, it seems right now AJ has the upper hand on the Almighty, but that didn't last long. Big shoulder tackle by Lashley. And now he has a hold of AJ Styles. Nearly sends him out of the ring with that toss. But now the Almighty, I believe he is relishing this moment. He has finally been able to get his hands on the United States champion freely without any distractions. Everybody has been accounted for. Shelton Benjamin taking out Luke Gallows on the outside. Carl Anderson and Cedric Alexander still going at it. And MVP is also out there if anybody needs backup. The numbers now are no longer with the OC. It is with the Hurt Business. And now Bobby Lashley has the United States champion up and sends him down. And right now AJ Styles is getting it handed to him. And frankly, he deserves every bit of this here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Lashley with a power slam. The brawl continues. The war continues between these two groups here tonight as Lashley sending AJ into the corner. And that was Lashley looking to do here. Big strike there by AJ Styles, able to fight out of the corner into the running strike. And now AJ, what's he looking to do here? AJ Styles with the suplex into the neck breaker. And AJ Styles looking to taunt in the corner here. Feels like he has the Almighty taken care of. But Bobby Lashley just comes right back with a clothesline and a big boot in the corner to the Phenomenal One. And now Lashley has a hold of AJ Styles, sends him over the top rope, and now sends him out to the floor. And Lashley, he's not done. The brawl is going to continue here tonight. We may need to get some security out here to break things up because we're on a time crunch, and we have a lot of stuff to get to here tonight as the brawl is continuing up the ramp. Cedric Shelton, Carl Anderson, and Luke Gallows are all on the stage fighting, about to go backstage. Meanwhile, Bobby Lashley and AJ Styles still going at it here on the ramp. What a chaotic start here to Monday Night Raw. The most chaotic that we've had in a while. Well, oh my goodness, well, the brawl is still going on. But other results here on Raw. The Street Profits, the champs, they pick up a win over Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo. Damien Priest continues his path of dominance. He defeats R-Truth. Bianca Belair will take down Carmella in singles action. And Retribution will get a tag team victory over Jinder Mahal and Mansoor. Well, ladies and gentlemen, an update here on the situation between the Hurt Business and the OC. The brawl would continue backstage as we were going over other results, and Adam Pearce and WWE officials were able to separate the two teams and break up the brawl, and both teams have been escorted out of the building. But you gotta think, This is not over between the OC and the Hurt Business, and things are just getting started. But we have to focus on actual competition here tonight as the Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch has made her way to the ring, and she is in singles action here tonight. She takes on a long-term rival here in this universe mode, and that is Miss Money in the Bank, Toni Storm. Of course, Toni Storm and Becky Lynch have a lot of storied history. Toni Storm is backed up by Nikki ASH here tonight. We'll touch on that in a little bit. Like we said, Toni Storm and Becky Lynch, longtime rivals here in Universe Mode. It actually started at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view where Toni Storm would win the Money in the Bank briefcase and Becky Lynch was unsuccessful at becoming Raw Women's Champion. Then it would head on to Backlash where Becky Lynch will return after an absence after Money in the Bank. She would attack the then Raw Women's Champion, Asuka. And ever since then, Toni Storm has kind of befriended Asuka. They have been best friends throughout those last few months, and Toni Storm had claimed that she would never cash in on Asuka as long as she was champion, and she did that. She stood by her word. She did not cash in on Asuka. But then Becky Lynch, she would win the Raw Women's Championship. Of course, Toni Storm would help Asuka try to fight off Becky Lynch at times. And then at Extreme Rules, Becky Lynch would win the championship from Asuka, and then she would defend the title against Asuka the night after on Monday Night Raw. And ever since then, I believe Toni Storm had made up her mind of who she wanted to cash in on. As a cover here, kick out at 2 by Becky Lynch. And she had set her sights on Becky Lynch. She wants to take that Raw Women's Championship from Becky, just like how Becky took the Raw Women's Championship from her best friend, Asuka. And of course, Nikki ASH enters the fray because Becky Lynch would attack Nikki last week backstage as here's Becky with a big power bomb off the roll through. And then Toni Storm would make Becky Lynch flee the scene. She would run her off as Toni Storm was coming in for the save, and Becky Lynch, well, she would hightail it up out of there. So that is the history between these two women as Becky there with the back suplex. And of course, everybody's wondering, will Becky Lynch be defending that Raw Women's Championship at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view? Of course, Hell in a Cell, the pay-per-view coming up next for Raw and SmackDown. That will be the final episode of 2K22 Universe Mode, the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. And then we will transition into WWE 2K23. So you can expect to see NXT, you can expect to see SmackDown. NXT TakeOver is also coming up, and you get Raw, SmackDown, and NXT the next week, and then Hell in a Cell, and then we will be going into WWE 2K23. We'll be transitioning over to that game. We will pick up on the Raw after Hell in a Cell as Becky is getting for a cover here, kick out by Toni Storm. Yeah, 2K23 Universe Mode will kick off with the Raw after Hell in a Cell. It may take some time to get set up, but when it is set up, we will be ready to go, and we will be continuing everything that is happening here in this Universe Mode. We will be continuing multiple storylines and scenarios that we have seen over the last few months here in this series. Well, I hope you guys will join us and continue on the journey with these WWE superstars. It's back to the action here, and Becky Lynch rebounding off the ropes, looking for the second leg drop, and nobody home. It's been a pretty competitive match here between these two. Now Toni Storm, what's she looking to do? Sends Becky to the corner and now puts her in the tree of woe. Oh my goodness. Well, this is not looking good here for the champion. What is Toni Storm looking to do? Oh my goodness, a backstabber with the double knees. Into the cover now goes Toni Storm, and almost an immediate kick out by Becky Lynch. Wow. Well, if that doesn't strike down the confidence of Toni Storm, I don't know what will. A big maneuver there, and Becky almost kicked out immediately. There's a drop toe hold there by the champion. But now Miss Money in the Bank, what's she looking to do? Has Becky, oh man, into the pile driver. Down goes the Raw Women's Champion. And now Toni Storm is looking to take control of the situation here. Toni now, Storm Zero, has the champion down, the shoulders down into the cover to pin Becky Lynch, and Becky gets the shoulder up. Oh man, what a matchup we have going on here between these two bitter rivals. Now Becky Lynch is back up to her feet, and now she's looking to get a lot of offense here, trying to get back at Toni Storm. Now a strike there by Toni Storm, reversal here by Becky Lynch. And now Becky, she grabs the arm. Becky Lynch now possibly looking to put this one away. She's got the disarmer locked in. Toni Storm's in deep trouble. Will she find a way out of this, or will she have to tap out? Becky Lynch is reaching back there on the arm of Toni Storm. And Becky Lynch lets the hold go. But has the damage been done here by Becky Lynch? She's going to fall into the cover, hooking the leg. Does Toni Storm have enough power to kick out? And indeed, she does not. Well, the Raw Women's Champion, Becky Lynch, picks up the win over Miss Money in the Bank, Toni Storm, here tonight. And all Nikki ASH could do was just stand there and watch. But for Toni Storm, what does this do to her confidence and her strategy? What does this do to her mindset? Obviously, everybody knows that she was looking to cash in on Becky Lynch because Becky put her best friend Asuka on the shelf, and that they have just not liked each other over the last few months here in Universe Mode. But now, after tonight, after Becky pinned Miss Money in the Bank fair and square in the middle of the ring, does Toni Storm rethink her strategy? Does she possibly go over to SmackDown and try to cash in that briefcase? The possibilities are endless, but all we know tonight is that Becky Lynch is victorious. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are awaiting the arrival of Damien Priest in the short moments here, and it seems like Damien Priest is finally ready to give his side of the story of what happened after the Raw Tag Team title triple threat match at Clash of Champions. Everybody knows that the then champion RK Bro, Randy Orton and Riddle, they were defending their tag team championships against the Street Profits and Balor and Priest. The Street Profits would go on to win that matchup, but then Damien Priest after the match would assault a heinous attack on Finn Balor, and he just seemed like he snapped. I mean, everybody knows that Priest and Balor, they have failed at SummerSlam to win the tag team titles. Then they have failed at Clash of Champions. And it seems like Damien Priest had had enough. And according to his words, Damien Priest, in the short answer that he gave us when we first asked him, he said that he just had to shed some dead weight off of his shoulders, and that is why he attacked Finn Balor the way he did at Clash of Champions. It was a vicious and disgusting assault. We could not believe what we had just seen. Of course, Finn Balor, after that attack, was taken to a local medical facility. No major injuries for the Prince, but ever since that night, we have not seen Finn Balor show his face here on Monday Night Raw. And Damien Priest, ever since then, has been on a path of destruction. Nobody has seemingly been able to slow down Damien Priest. Nobody has been able to stop him. See here, Damien Priest, very happy with what he's done over the last few weeks, and he damn sure is very happy with what he did at Clash of Champions. And frankly, everybody has been demanding an explanation from Damien Priest, and now we are finally going to get that here tonight. Damien Priest will finally explain his side of the story. No matter how twisted it will be, we will have to listen in on what was going through Damien Priest's mind at that moment. So now we are going to go down to the ring to see what Damien Priest has to say, microphone in hand. And the WWE Universe, as you can tell, they're not very happy to see Damien Priest, but let's listen in. At the Clash of Champions pay-per-view, of course, everybody has been asking, why, Damien? Why did you attack Finn Balor at the end of the match? Why would you take out your friend like that? First of all, Finn Balor was not my friend. You see, Finn Balor was an associate. Finn Balor was a leech. He tried to leech off of me to get any type of success that he could, because frankly, everybody knows that Finn Balor is a failure. Finn Balor can't get anything done on his own. You don't believe me? Look at the track record. Finn Balor at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view lost the opportunity to become the WWE Champion. Then Finn Balor lost against AJ Styles to become the United States Champion. And then, hell, I was losing matches too. And everybody knows that there's two things I care about here in this business: making money and winning championships. I want to reach the top by the greatest ability that I can. I want to reach the top by any means necessary. So I thought to myself, maybe I could help Finn Balor. Maybe it could be mutual benefit. But no. Finn Balor over those couple of months wanted to be a little goody two-shoes. He wanted to play things by the rules, and frankly, that's not how I operate. And we haven't been getting along, and frankly, it is Finn Balor's fault. He is a complete scumbag. He is a leech. He is nothing but a failure. You don't believe me? We lost at SummerSlam when we had our first chance to become the Raw Tag Team Champions. And then we lost at Clash of Champions, and we weren't even involved in the situation. And Finn Balor, he could have stopped it while I'm trying to hold people back on the outside. But guess what? Like always, like he always does, Finn Balor failed. Finn Balor failed, and so it left me with no other choice. I had to take out Finn Balor in the way I did, and I felt damn good doing it. We will never see that scumbag leech ever again trying to take credit for my success, trying to leech off of my success. Now we'll reach the top on this destructive path that I always have been, and nobody will see Finn Balor ever again. Well, big words there by Damien Priest. Obviously, we all know how he feels about Finn Balor, and wait a minute, there he is! We haven't seen Finn Balor since Clash of Champions, and now Finn looking to get some retribution here on his former tag team partner. Big drop kick to the side of the head of Damien Priest. But the things Priest said about Finn Balor, one, claiming that Finn Balor was never his friend, and then calling Finn Balor a leech, trying to leech off the success that Damien Priest was trying to generate. Then calling Finn Balor just a goody two-shoes because he wants to play by the rules, but that's just how Finn Balor is. He is a man that will shake your hand at the end of the matchup. If you respect him, he will respect you back. He will do anything it takes the right way to become champion here in the WWE. That is just the type of guy that Finn Balor is. And of course, him and Damien Priest haven't seen eye to eye, frankly, because if anybody's a scumbag here and the failure in this situation, it's got to be Damien Priest. Damien Priest has had opportunity after opportunity as well, like Finn Balor, and Priest hasn't held up his end of the bargain, those type of opportunities either. Finn Balor is now back, and he is taking it out on Damien Priest. The anger and the revenge that Finn Balor wants as Priest is sent to the outside, and the Prince is standing tall in the middle of the ring. Well, Damien Priest, if he's going to continue on his path of destruction, he's going to have to go through Finn Balor. Priest thought he would never see Balor again here on Monday Night Raw, but it's going to take a lot more than what he did at Clash of Champions to take out the Prince. Things are just getting started between these two bitter rivals. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the main event of the evening, as The Miz will be making his way to the ring as he has the tall task tonight of taking on the WWE Champion Samoa Joe. Of course, The Miz, the former United States Champion, the first ever United States Champion in this series, and ever since then he's been trying to get his head above water. He's been drowning a little bit here on Monday Night Raw. He hasn't picked up a lot of wins recently, so now is the time for The Miz to possibly pull off a huge upset here tonight. Will he do it? I don't know. Can he do it? It is possible. Of course, The Miz, the first ever two-time Grand Slam champion here in the WWE. So really, you cannot overlook a guy like The Miz. We all know how dangerous and calculated The Miz can be. That's why he's had so much success over his career, as we now await the WWE Champion Samoa Joe. The former Mr. Money in the Bank won that briefcase at Money in the Bank, cashed in at SummerSlam against Kevin Owens, and that is where Joe would become the WWE Champion. The champ now making his way to the ring, ready as ever, as Joe, he has a tall task ahead of him at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view as well. He will be taking on the Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre. He will be defending the WWE Championship against McIntyre after McIntyre won a 2 out of 3 falls match against Kevin Owens last week. So The Miz is ready to go. Samoa Joe looking to show McIntyre what he is getting himself into at Clash of Champions. Hell in a Cell. My goodness, I apologize. The Hell in a Cell pay-per-view is up next here in Universe Mode. Is like we said, it will be the last episode of WWE 2K22 Universe Mode. Hell in a Cell is coming up in the next couple of weeks. Now Joe is down as the Miz right now seems to be in control, but Joe able to move out of the way. And you got to think Drew McIntyre, wherever he's watching, he is looking very closely at the movements that Samoa Joe is doing. Of course, facing Joe at Hell in a Cell for the WWE Championship. You're going to need to know everything about your opponent if you want to become champion. And Drew McIntyre, he has to be doing a lot of scouting here tonight. Same thing with Samoa Joe. He was possibly doing a lot of scouting last week as well during the 2 out of 3 falls match. And heck, he had 3 opportunities to scout both Kevin Owens and Drew McIntyre during that matchup. It went down to the second fall. Both men had won, and then Drew McIntyre was able to pick up the win. So Samoa Joe, he had a little bit of extra time when it comes to scouting for Hell in a Cell. It is sure to be a great pay-per-view at Hell in a Cell. Of course, WWE Championship on the line. I can now confirm here on Raw that a SmackDown match has been added to the card here. Sasha Banks, the SmackDown Women's Champion. She will be defending the championship against Charlotte Flair after the actions of Charlotte Flair on SmackDown last episode in Universe Mode. And we are still waiting for the answer from the Bloodline when it comes to Rey Mysterio's challenge on behalf of Cody Rhodes and Dominic. Of course, a 6-man tag team matchup. That is what Cody and the Mysterios want against the Bloodline. We have yet to hear a response. Hopefully, we get one in the upcoming episode of SmackDown. As right now, Samoa Joe has the cover on the Miz kick out. And of course, we all know Happy Corbin. He will be taking on Shinsuke Nakamura for the Intercontinental Championship. So a lot of good stuff happening at Hell in a Cell. Hopefully, over these next couple of weeks before the pay-per-view, we can get something added to the show, a lot more stuff added to Hell in a Cell. Of course, we have NXT TakeOver to go through for NXT first. But right back to the action here. Samoa Joe had Miz in a submission, but Miz was able to break that. Now Samoa Joe is in control of this matchup. Now some vicious strikes here to the gut of the Miz, and ooh, big uppercut there by the WWE Champion. Into the cover here, kick out immediately by the Miz. Now Samoa Joe, what is he looking to do here? Talking a little bit of trash, taunting here towards the WWE Universe, who is clearly on his side here tonight. Now Joe trying to look for something. Miz, though, with the knee to the gut of Samoa Joe. And now here's Miz. Oh, man, big neck breaker there by the Miz. And now what's Miz looking to do is he tries to get back in this matchup, try to go for the running knee, but Samoa Joe was able to push him away there. And now Joe has a hold of Miz. What's he looking to do? Back suplex, taking down the Miz. And now Joe heading to the top rope. What is Joe looking to do here? Here's Samoa Joe. Oh, man, big elbow drop. Down onto the Miz. And right now Samoa Joe is taking care of business here tonight, it seems. But now Miz able to take him down. And now the Miz trying to taunt towards the WWE Universe, trying to get them on his side. But frankly, that is something that the WWE Universe has not done over the last few years of Miz's run here in WWE. And now Miz, oh man. Big kick there to the chest of Samoa Joe. Into the cover goes the Miz, kick out by the WWE Champion. Now it's Miz looking to do big punch there, trying to keep Samoa Joe grounded as much as possible. Miz now resting Joe here on the ropes. And now Miz using the ropes to his advantage, trying to choke out the champion and right in front of the ref. What is going on there? There's a big boot. And now look at the Miz, as cocky as ever. All he cares about is himself. And tonight he is showing that. And now Miz on the attack here on the WWE Champion. Here's the Miz taking down Samoa Joe. And now what's Miz looking to do? Stomping the face of the champion. Samoa Joe is down. The Miz in control as we speak. And now Miz trying to go for the figure 4 probably, but Samoa Joe able to push him off there. And now here's Samoa Joe. What's he looking to do? Oh, man. Taking down the Miz with that big slam. And now Joe, what's he looking to do? He's got it locked in here. The coquina clutch here by Samoa Joe. And this could be Drew McIntyre's fate at Hell in a Cell. Joe's got it locked in good. The Miz has barely moved ever since he got put in this submission. And the Miz could already be out. The Miz has not moved Joe. Kicking him in the gut, see if he gets a reaction. But the Miz, he hasn't moved. He's out of it. And so Joe is just going to roll him into the middle of the ring. And now has the cover on The Miz here, and Samoa Joe will pick up the win here tonight. Well, as soon as The Miz got put in that coquina clutch, it seemed like The Miz was out almost immediately. He was not moving. Joe tried to get some type of reaction out of him by kicking him in the gut, but The Miz didn't move. Miz was out cold. You see right there, he tried to get a reaction out of The Miz, but Miz was out cold, so Joe was like, heck it, let's get him in the middle of the ring, get the pinfall, and that's just business as usual for the WWE Champion. Well, I hope Drew McIntyre was watching, because that could be his fate at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view when he takes on Joe for the WWE Championship. What a win here tonight by Samoa Joe, the WWE Champion, as he has handed his gold. Wait a minute. Well, here is the aforementioned Drew McIntyre, the challenger for the WWE Championship. And it seems like he is out here to confront his opponent at the pay-per-view. Samoa Joe and Drew McIntyre at Hell in a Cell for the big prize here on Monday Night Raw. That's all the time we have here tonight. We'll see you next week for Raw. Take care and have a great day.